Speaking of Ohio State, some college football news, Tyler. They are loading up in the transfer portal. What are you seeing from the Buckeyes?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that sees an opportunity, especially if Jim Harbaugh dashes and takes Los Angeles Chargers role. I mean, they are just really adding everything. Like Quinshon Judkins, I thought that he was for sure lock to stay at Ole Miss, but I don't know if it's something with the locker room or he sees an opportunity to go to Ohio State. We'll see. I mean, Travion Henderson is coming back though, so it's going to be a split backfield, and then one of their top. Obviously, they're losing Marvin Harrison Jr., but they're getting a lot of wide receiver depth, and then obviously Kyle McCord is
Mm-hmm.
going to Syracuse, but they did get Will Howard. If you're asking me, that's a total upgrade. McCord absolutely. I don't know why he's going to
He's got the
Syracuse.
experience all day.
But yeah, this defense really, you got one of the best freshmen. I mean, Caleb Downs, he was like the first true freshman in Alabama history to lead the team in tackles. So, I mean, that secondary is going to be absolutely filthy. You're getting one of the best defensive edge rushers coming back. So, this is a team that's had a Michigan problem the last couple of years. You know, they really had their way against the Penn States of the world, the Iowas of the world. But this is going to be a new Big Ten. You know, you got Washington, USC, UCLA coming into this. But really looking at their schedule, they got some really tough matchups. You know, you go on the road to Oregon, they go on the road to Penn State. But outside of that, you really have a schedule that you go 11-1, maybe 12-0. So this is going to be a team that I think that a lot of people are going to really be talking about this offseason. Maybe one of the favorites to win the Big Ten. I think that I would definitely be shocked if this is a team that's not in the 12-team playoff. I don't think
Oh,
that
it's
this
a
is going to be
lot.
a team that loses like 2 or 3 games. I think the maximum is 2. But if you want to place a future bet, I think that Ohio State is one of those teams, with Will Howard, the experience with the weapons they have at offense. I think that this is going to pretty much be a super team in the Big Ten that they're building to try and take down Michigan.
So I think they're locked to make the playoffs, 12-team playoffs. I mean, you could pretty much take the top two teams out of every conference and they're probably in, right? Um, Michigan's losing J.J. McCarthy, losing, I can never remember his name. They're running
Blake
back,
Corum.
Blake Corum, an absolute dog. His name always escapes me, though. Um, Jim Harbaugh, possibly. I mean, I'm not saying Michigan's going to be bad next year, right? Uh,
They
but
got a
I
tough
think
schedule.
I think Ohio State's loading up in the transfer portal, like you said. McCord's gone. They bring in Will Howard. They just got Alabama's freshman. Was he on campus? The 5-star plus is what he's rated on 3 because he's a consensus 5-star. Was he a freshman this year or is he a high school recruit?
I think it's a high school recruit.
Oh, he,
They got 2 of them. They got Caleb Downs, who was named the SEC Freshman and Defensive Player of the Year, and then they got one of the recruits. So yeah, I mean Alabama is another story. I think that this is like the first time that we're seeing like a mass exodus of Alabama. I think that you're seeing a lot of players. You know, they had a 5-star quarterback. He's entering the transfer portal. So it's
mhm.
definitely going to be. We're going to be looking at what Alabama is going to be doing in the SEC. I don't think that it's going to be that big of a drop off, but I think there's going to be a little bit of a drop off because no one's going to be as good of a coach as Nick Saban. But I
Right.
think that Alabama is a team that's not going to go away quite yet.
I don't think they're going to go away, right? You got Jalen Milroe. Who knows if he's going to be the starting quarterback? It could very well be Will Rogers. Or that's that he followed. What's his name? Um,
Jalen DeBoer.
DeBoer. Yeah, but losing, I think the total was 29, 27, 29 players. I mean, that's half your roster or a quarter of your roster, third of your roster, I guess, technically. That's tough, right? And so you can't really make that up with recruits because you lost a lot of recruits too. You got to pull guys out of the transfer portal when it opens back up. Do I think they're going to fall off and not win a single game? No. Do I think they're going to fall off and tick down the totem pole? Yeah, I think it's going to be an even playing field. You're probably going to see Georgia as the top dog in the SEC, which they've kind of been building over the past couple of years with Kirby Smart. Do I love what's happening in Alabama? Hell yes, I do. This is amazing. Coming from an LSU fan who has dealt with this crap for the past couple of years when Coach O left, we had everybody leave. And to hear all of the Alabama bums. They're fans. The Gumps. Oh, they're tampering with our players. Paul, they got to fix this NIL and this transfer portal stuff. Well, guess what, buddy? It's happening. It's been happening to everybody. Y'all been stealing our players. Now we're stealing yours. It's open season over in Tuscaloosa. I love it. I'm here for it. It's carnage. Okay. They'll figure it out eventually, but for the time being, let it burn. Burn just like the trees. Let it burn. All right. Y'all burned them Alabama trees, and now the karma is coming back to get you. Or I'm sorry, burn the Auburn trees. Karma is now coming back to get you. Back to the Buckeyes. I'm kind of buying the hype. I think they'll probably win the Big Ten. We'll have Futch on hopefully next week if he ever, stops working. He's more of our Big Ten guy, but Quinshon Judkins in the Big Ten, he dominated in the SEC. I mean, I don't think he's gonna lose a step going to the Big Ten. Whether he starts or not, that's yet to be seen. But I think he'll be fine.